Welcome back to my Adobe Illustrator tutorials for beginners, and today we're going to be looking at the Pathfinder tool again, similar that we did in the last video, but I want to show you some different use cases for it, and we're also going to look at the blob brush tool. Everything in these videos, all of the sheets are available to download in the description. They're completely free. I don't want to put a paywall on this for you guys to be able to learn how to use Illustrator, so go ahead and download the sheet and follow along as best you can. All of my key inputs are going to be shown on the screen as well, so you should not have a hard time getting lost. Other way around, you shouldn't you shouldn't get lost. Anyways, let's get started. For the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure we're set to the paintbrush tool, and we're just going to draw this little face here. And our goal is going to be to recreate this where it doesn't have the little lips on the end. And I'm going to tell you now, you do not have to erase anything. There's no eraser tool involved here. This is all just Pathfinder, and you just click and delete. So, what do we have here now? These say path. Well, we can't, you'll notice we can't, if we pathfind the path, surprisingly, it does not work. It breaks. So how do we fix this? What we're going to do is we're going to go to Object and we're going to hit Expand Appearance. Now this is going to, that Expand Appearance button will fix a lot of your issues. If you ever have an issue with a shape, try expanding it, or a font. Fonts are the same way that paths are, where they are objects instead of, that's not a good example. I'll just type up some text. There we go. So this is a text object and this is a path object. We cannot pathfind these. It does not work. But what we do is, I'll apply it to both of them just to show you. If we expand these, and then we expand this one too. Yes. Now, this looks a lot more like what we were dealing with in all of the shape videos in our pen tool video. The pen tool creates shapes as well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to select everything we have so far, and we're going to go back to our Pathfinder tool. This should seem familiar if you watched the other video. I'd recommend going back and watching it just so you can absorb everything about this little panel. And we press divide. I did that earlier, but I'll do it again. We're going to select everything and press divide. And what that's going to do is divide all of our little shapes that we made. Now, next thing we can do is we can just kind of scoop up with our direct selection tool. I pressed A to get there. And we're just going to clean up all this little mess right here. Oh yeah. There's a little doohickey. Remember, in Illustrator you can zoom in as close as you want. Since it's vector assets, it's not going to get pixely. Great. Now we're already here. Now, I'm going to show you another way to do the exact same thing. Yeah, we're going to do that with the blob brush tool, which is going to be Shift B, or you can just open this. It's up to you which way you want to do it. Personally, I don't use it enough, but so I just go and grab it myself. But what we're going to do here is what the blob brush does is it combines, it draws objects instead of paths. It says path, but it really, it acts like an object. So what that means is, when we do this, it's just going to combine the objects similar to if we had pressed unite on our other object instead of divide. Now what this means is you can't pathfind into divide because there's no lines here to begin with. It doesn't create those lines. But for example, if you're just trying to like make a swirly background and you want this all to be one big shape, that would be, you would use the blob brush tool for that. Now, I want you to go and get familiar with all of these stuff, recreate this, make something else, make a little drawing of do a little star or something, and then try to, you know, just play around with it a bit. I don't know why that gene pattern keeps coming up. And play with it a bit. Expand stuff. Get used to expanding stuff a lot. Combine this stuff or divide it. Cut stuff out of each other. You can unite this all into one shape and it's going to you know, just make the outline. You don't really want to do that. But, you know, I could go back and I could put this down here and have a little swirl that goes into the star. Maybe unite all that. Something like that. You know, just have fun with it. Go play with the toys I'm giving you. And I'll see you in the next tutorial. And make sure to download all this stuff, practice. All these sheets are free. And learn Illustrator. See you in the next tutorial.